Всем привет, ребята, с вами я, Sayour. Сегодня мы делаем обзор на нашего блогера по Майнкрафту Глазика, так сказать. Вот. У него новый видосик, ну как, это не новый, но и не старый видосик под названием топ-10 Майнкрафт модов. Вот. На 1.19. Если вам понравится моя реакция, можно поставить лайк, если не дизлайк, только написать в комментах, почему видос не понравился. Ну и, конечно, если вам нравится мой контент, пожалуйста, подпишитесь на мой канал. Вот. Ну и погнали посмотрим
And
видосик.
because this is my first top 10 mods video for 1.19, there's going to be a
Так,
few mods that you certainly know that I'll include on this list, but most of them are actually mods I've never shown before. I think overall I have a pretty solid mix of the two. So anyway, let's go ahead and check the mods out. Alright, so the first mod I'll
Так,
be
давай,
showing you
первый
is
какой у
actually
нас?
4 mods, and these are Sodium, Iris, Rubidium, and Oculus. And these are mods that I think every single player should be using. There's really no reason you shouldn't be using them. And you'll only actually be using 2 of these at a time, depending on whether you're using
Я
Forge or
понял, типа
Fabric.
ты
If you're using
прыгаешь
Fabric, you're going
или
to want
чё?
Sodium and Iris, whereas if you're using Forge, you're going to want Rubidium and Oculus. And when you have these mods
Ага.
installed, you're going to have significant performance gains in Minecraft and the ability to use shaders. Like I said, there is essentially no reason to not be using these mods unless you have some particular incompatibility with another mod. You really just should have these installed. Next up, we have a dimension mod called Eden Ring, and this dimension is actually set
Так.
on the rings of a huge gas giant planet, which you
мир.
can see in the distance. And I must say, it's one of the cooler settings I've seen for a dimension. And this new dimension has all kinds of awesome
Это, кстати,
features,
интересно,
such as
да.
new mobs, varying levels of gravity, and new sky and weather rendering. And this mod is actually made by the same creator as
Я
Better
немного
Nether and
ещё
Better End,
подумаю,
so
да.
if you're familiar with those mods, you'll know that this is a very detailed dimension, and overall, absolutely worth giving a try. Next, we have Limited Lives, and this is a pretty cool mod that kind of lets you set something between hardcore and regular Minecraft. And what you can do is, instead of a hardcore world where if you die, you're just done, you can configure your exact number of lives. And this can be however many you'd like. For this particular example, I set it to 3, and by default, when you die, your maximum health will also be lowered. And plus, you can also customize this mod, so once you do run out of lives, you're either temporarily or permanently done. For our next mod, we have the still going strong Biomes of
На
Plenty. This mod's
локацию.
pretty much been at the top of what it does for many years now, and is still, in my opinion, absolutely one of the best new
Ну
biome
да,
mods you
красиво
can use.
выглядит.
It just makes exploring your world that much more rewarding, knowing that there's far more biomes out there to discover. And plus, I love just how well these biomes blend into vanilla Minecraft. Pretty much all of these could be added into base Minecraft, and you really would believe it's part of the game. Next up, we have Dramatic Doors. And this is a pretty cool mod that simply adds 3-block tall versions of every
Не, ну
single door
это
in
я
the
не
game.
понимаю,
And this will
зачем.
quickly fix the issue in Minecraft where doors
Если
just aren't
честно.
tall enough for what you're trying to build. It isn't a
В чём
particularly
прикол?
huge mod, but you know, a lot of people will appreciate it. For our next mod, we have Sound Physics Remastered, and this mod
Лучше бы они добавили такие не двери, а типа врата, я не знаю, типа похожие, вот. На что, зачем? Ну там для лошадей, допустим, да, что-то наподобие такого, типа гаража. Ну и вообще для баз. Ну это было бы
or at least any
прикольно.
mod that's similar to it, is a mod that I will always have installed.
Я
Because in
уверен,
my
что
opinion,
такое
it just
подобное что-то есть.
significantly enhances the cave exploring experience.
Возможно, не
I
на
mean, the
эту
difference
версию, но
truly is just
есть
night and
точно.
day when it comes to exploring caves with and without echo. And for me, personally, I just really like to always have this kind of mod installed. Next, we have the Auditory mod. And this mod replaces a bunch of the sounds in Minecraft. And this ranges anywhere from switching up block placing sounds all the way to adding completely new sounds. And I think this is very well done. It just adds a lot more variety to the general sounds in Minecraft. And here's a quick little comparison between vanilla and with the mod installed.
Так. Ну да, получше будет.
For our next mod, we have YDM's Weapon Master, and we've seen mods like this before that render items on your back, but none have really done it quite like this mod. Whereas those other ones that we've seen only will show a few items, this will show
Не,
up
ну
to
если
8
работает
items on your
стабильно,
character.
тогда
So
да,
pretty much
прикольно,
any
наверное.
tool you have in your 1 through 8 hotbar slots is going to show up on your player. And this is
Ну,
almost overkill with
для
just how
этого
much you
мода
can
надо
see, but you can also
либо
customize it
много
and
людей,
choose
я не
exactly
знаю,
which
либо
slots will end up
играть от
displaying
третьего
that
лица,
tool.
я не
And
играю.
nearing the end, we have Fishing Overhaul,
Такое.
and this mod adds a pretty interesting new little little minigame to fishing. So rather than just immediately catching the fish,
Так,
you have
новые,
to
я так
time this little
понимаю,
minigame
ловля рыбы,
just
да?
right in order to actually get the catch. And I think this is a
Вот
pretty cool
это, кстати,
concept because it
мне
makes
очень
fishing at
даже
least a little more
интересно. Это очень
difficult and certainly
прикольно.
helps change it up a bit. And finally, the last mod I have for you guys today
Очень даже
is the
реально
physics
прикольно.
mod. And this is
Ой,
still, in my
физикс
opinion,
мод,
easily one of the
господи.
coolest mods available for
Ну, это
Minecraft,
для
and I
сильных
just really
ПК,
appreciate how
типа...
customizable it is. I mean, every single setting can be
Ну, это
toggled, so you
такой.
can make this mod something hardly
Не,
noticeable
это
if you'd like,
классно,
only adding
конечно, да,
some new 3D
физика, типа,
particles to
да.
the game, or you can just have the new physics happening everywhere. And it truly adds new physics in so many places.
Всё
Mobs will have
равно.
ragdolls, blocks will shatter into bits when you break them, and just so much more, especially if you get the pro version of the mod. And anyway, that'll do it for this video, and as usual, if there's any mods you'd
Так,
recommend to me,
спасибо за
absolutely...
видосик. Так, и давай сделаем сразу же на
Hey
еще
guys,
один. Так, я хотел сделать на вот этот. Мне
Hey
было
guys, welcome
интересно.
back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you an awesome
Давайте
mod that adds a
посмотрим на
realistic
этот
snow to the
видосик.
game. And this is the
Я
physics
понимаю,
mod,
типа
which is the same
шейдеров
mod
или
that adds
что это
realistic
такое у
block
нас.
breaking,
Да.
ragdoll physics,
Так,
water
это физикс,
simulations, and
да.
much more to the game. It's an overall very impressive mod that just keeps getting more cool features.
Бешеный
And let me
мод.
tell you, this snow is one of the coolest features so far. So anyway, let's go ahead and
Может,
check it
какой
out.
надо
Now,
ком,
I'm just
чтобы
going to start it
потянуть
off
этот
with a
мод?
comparison between vanilla and the mod, and as you can quickly see, they
Ой-ой-ой-ой.
look very different. The snow from the mod just takes up a lot more space
Не, ну
in
если
your
честно,
world, and
выглядит
honestly,
этот
it
снег
makes your snowy biomes feel a whole lot
нереалистично
snowier.
вообще.
And one thing I'm going to quickly mention is this looks especially good with
Графика, видно,
shaders.
что
I guess you
графика
could say the
прям.
same thing for most of the things
Ну,
in
кстати,
Minecraft, but
с
honestly, I
шейдерами
just really
получше
like how this
немножко.
looks with the complementary shader, so I'm going to be using it for this video. And one of the coolest
Не, ну
things
конечно,
that
это
quickly stuck
получше,
out to me
чем
with this
обычный
particular
снег.
feature
Ну,
is that
все-таки.
you actually leave a footstep trail whenever you walk around in the snow. So wherever I go, you can see that the
Даже
snow has been
интересно, знаешь.
compacted. And this
Я
doesn't
только
just
что
work with
обсырал
you, this
почти
also works
этот
with
мод.
mobs.
Ну, не
Wherever
так
they
сильно,
walk, it's going to do
но...
the same thing. And this really is just an
Ну, просто не
especially
каждый
awesome
комп это
feature to have with this
потянет.
mod
Но
that really
если
sells the
меня
effect
потянет,
and
я
makes
бы
the snow
поиграл
just
бы,
feel that
попробовал
much more
поиграть.
realistic. And by default, the mod will track the footsteps of up to 6 mobs near you, and after that, they're not going to leave footprints, but you can increase this number if you'd like. But honestly, as you can see here,
Капец,
this
у
just
него
might
вообще
not
не
even be
лагает.
necessary. And another
То у
cool
него
feature
заведюха
with the realistic
390.
snow is whenever you build with your own snow, it dynamically changes and
Да,
adapts to
это
the world. So you
офигенно.
can build some pretty
Реально.
awesome stuff with this. And I just love how this mod blends with the game. And
Бляха,
sure,
это
it's not the
классно
most
выглядит,
vanilla-looking mod around, so
капец.
it's certainly not going to be for
Это так
everyone. But
классно
me
выглядит,
personally, I
вообще.
think it's great. And also, on a side note, and kind of just a
Боже,
bit of a
как это
warning, this
охрененно
mod
выглядит.
makes powdered snow pretty terrifying because you really can't
Без
even see it
шейдеров, я
all that
думаю,
much,
да,
and it kind
без
of sneaks
шейдера
up
не
on you.
очень.
So if you're going to give this a
вот
try,
так это
definitely be looking
вообще...
out for that. And here's an
Будто в
example of a
РДР-ку
plains
зашел.
biome bordering a snowy
И
plains
тут даже
biome,
больше
and as you can
физики,
see, the
это
transition
офигенно,
actually
реально.
looks really nice. As I mentioned before, this snow just does a great job of integrating into the game, even though it doesn't really stick to the blocky pattern of Minecraft. In my opinion, it still looks really good. I also love how this looks in cave-like
Чё
areas,
такое у
because
нас?
overall, this feature makes your world just feel a
Ну,
lot
бляха,
less
снег
cold, and
охрененный,
the
давай
caves
еще
make you
что-то
feel like you're
покажи.
kind of getting away from that. And
Снег
if you want to make
классный,
this
снег
mod just a
просто
bit better,
банч.
you can always run it with the Presence Footsteps mod,
А,
which will
наверное,
enhance
этот
the
mод...
sounds of walking around on
Ну
snow and
да,
ice, along
понятно,
with
там,
most of the
да.
other blocks in the game, but we're just focusing on the snow for now. And if there's one feature I'd request from this dynamic snow, I'd love to see a slider added, which essentially allows you to choose how tall this snow is. So you know, if you wanted to, you could make the effect pretty minimal. So yeah, once again, the physics mod has done something that you used to only see in renders. This is an effect I'd hoped to see from the mod,
Не,
and
ну
I'm
мод
very happy to see
охрененный,
that
мод
it's happened.
охрененный,
And if
да,
you want to
давай
try this
дальше.
particular
Что
feature
там
for
у нас
yourself,
дальше?
you're gonna have to get the paid version, which you can find on the creator's Patreon, but
Чё
many
было?
of
А,
the
он
other
весь
features
видос
are still
рассказывал
available
про
for free.
снег.
And that'll do it for this video.
Ну ладно, видосик прикольный, спасибо тебе за два видосика, вот. Ссылочки будут в описании. Кому понравилась реакция, можно поставить лайк, кому не дизлайк, только написать в комментах, почему не понравился ролик. Я очень сейчас хочу побольше делать реакции и очень сильно от вас прошу написать, каких вы блогеров смотрите, что вы вообще смотрите на ютубе, на что я могу сделать реакцию, вот. Так что буду очень рад, если вы в комментах это напишите, вот. Буду ждать, буду читать, вот. Спасибо еще раз всем за просмотр, вот. Можете подписаться на мой телеграм-канал. В телеге у меня есть оповещения о стримах. Кстати, я эту реакцию делал на стриме. Я стримлю на Твиче каждое воскресенье в 13:30, это факт. Вот. Ну и оповещение о видосах. Там будешь типа раньше получать ну, раньше сможешь смотреть видос, чем на ютубе. Вот. Так что если тебе понравился видосик, моя реакция, так сказать, буду рад. Можешь подписаться на канал. Подписывайся, у нас здесь понемножку, понемножку я размножаюсь, так сказать, аудитория побольше. Пытаюсь сделать более качественный контент, там, более частый контент, вот. Так что подпишись, если тебе, конечно, понравился мой контентик, вот. Буду всегда рад. Ну и всем спасибо за просмотр и всем пока.